There is a strange paradox happening in modern medicine. Doctors, armed with the most advanced technology in human history, are seeing an epidemic of chronic conditions in seniors that they can't seem to solve. Problems like debilitating fatigue that no amount of sleep can fix, persistent brain fog that mimics the early stages of dementia, and a deep, systemic stiffness in the joints that seems irreversible. But what if I told you that doctors are now becoming shocked as they rediscover a 2,000-year-old morning ritual, a drink so simple, so ancient, and so contradictory to modern medical advice that it holds the key to reversing all three of these conditions? What if the very thing we've been told to fear for 50 years is actually the solution we've been missing? Over the course of this video, we are going to explore this ancient morning drink. We're going to deconstruct why it is so powerful, and we're going to reveal the three profound and life-altering health changes that begin to happen almost immediately when you make it part of your life. And I promise you, when you see what this drink is, your entire perspective on health will be turned upside down. So, to understand the solution, we must first understand the real problem, and the problem is not what you think. The real silent epidemic facing seniors is not just getting old, it is chronic systemic dehydration. But I'm not talking about the dehydration you feel as thirst, I'm talking about a much deeper, more dangerous cellular dehydration. Let's look at the current senior morning ritual. What is it? You wake up, you feel groggy and stiff. So what do? You reach for that warm, comforting cup of coffee. But what is coffee? It is a diuretic. It flushes water and, more critically, minerals out of your body. So your very first act of the day is to make yourself more dehydrated. You are accelerating the aging process. You are fueling the brain fog. Your brain is 75% water, and you are drying out the very cartilage and synovial fluid that is supposed to be cushioning your joints. That is why you are stiff. But why is this happening? Why are seniors so dehydrated? It's a two-part trap. First, as we age, our thirst mechanism becomes blunted. We literally stop feeling thirsty, so we don't drink. Second, and this is the ironic part, many seniors actively avoid drinking water, especially in the evening, because they fear having to get up all night to use the bathroom, so they enter a state of managed chronic dehydration, and their healthy morning coffee just hammers the final nail in the coffin. This is the anti-ritual that is destroying your health. So, what is the solution? The obvious answer you've heard is just drink more water. But that is wrong, and that is why it fails. If you are cellularly dehydrated, drinking more empty water or purified water will just pass right through you. It will increase those trips to the bathroom, and it will not hydrate your cells. Because that water is missing the key. It's missing the one thing that unlocks the cell door and pulls the water inside. That is the secret of this 2,000-year-old drink. It's not more water, it's smarter water. It's water combined with this, the key that our ancestors understood and that we have been told to fear. And in our next block, I'm going to reveal what this is and the first immediate, shocking change that happens in your body the moment you drink it. So we've established the clear and present danger. Seniors are cellularly dehydrated. They are ignoring their blunted thirst, and their healthy morning coffee is a diuretic that makes it worse. We've also established that drinking more empty, purified water is not the answer because it's missing the key that unlocks the cell door. So, what is this? What is this 2,000-year-old secret? The key is unrefined, full-spectrum mineral salt. I am not talking about the white processed iodized table salt that doctors have told you to fear. That is 99% pure sodium chloride, a stripped industrial chemical. I am talking about the ancient salts, like Himalayan pink salt or Celtic sea salt, which are whole foods. They contain not just sodium chloride, but the entire orchestra of 80+ trace minerals that your body is starving for. Minerals like potassium, magnesium, calcium, and dozens of others that act as the spark plugs for your entire body. And the 2,000-year-old ritual is to create a drink called Sol, pronounced Soleil, a fully saturated solution of these mineral crystals in water. And then, this is the ritual, you take 1 small teaspoon of that Sol and add it to your first glass of water in the morning before your coffee. That is the drink. So what is the first shocking transformation that happens? It is cellular hydration, and the return of natural energy. This is the great inversion. We have been told that salt dehydrates you. This is a dangerous half-truth. Excess industrial salt on processed foods is bad, but water without minerals is what fails to hydrate. Think about it. Empty water is hypotonic. Your body, in an effort to maintain balance, cannot allow this empty water to flood and dilute your cells, so it flushes it out. This is why you drink a bottle of purified water and you have to run to the bathroom 20 minutes later. The water passed right through you. It never got in. Now, what happens when you add that teaspoon of Sol? You have changed the water. You have turned it from empty water into an electrolyte solution, a living mineral-rich drink that your body recognizes. The minerals, especially the sodium and potassium, are the keys that manage the fluid inside and outside your cells. They are the gatekeepers. So when you drink this water, your body pulls it inside the cell. This is true cellular hydration. You are finally watering the plant, not just the pot. And what does this feel like? This is the shocking part that doctors are noticing. It feels like energy. It feels like the light's coming on. Why? Because what is energy? It's not just calories. It's electricity. Your entire nervous system, your brain, your heart, your muscles, they all run on electrical signals. And what carries that electrical charge? Electrolytes, minerals, salt. When you are cellularly dehydrated, you are unelectrified. Your battery is dead. That is brain fog, that is fatigue, that is weakness. The coffee stimulates you, it borrows energy you don't have, but this 2,000-year-old drink refuels you. It provides the foundational, electrical energy your body has been missing. That is the first change. You stop feeling tired and you start feeling charged. And this hydration floods your entire system, including the discs between your vertebrae and the synovial fluid in your joints. That is why that morning stiffness begins to fade. You are reinflating your body's cushioning. And speaking of that, I know that for many, that chronic stiffness in the joints feels locked in, as if the joint itself is just old. But what if you could support and nourish that specific joint tissue from the inside? There's some fascinating new science on how specific, unique nutrients can help rehydrate your joints, restoring that lightness and flexibility. I've placed a link to this unique approach in the first pinned comment for anyone who feels stuck and wants to move with that youthful ease again. Because this simple ritual hydrates your system, and supporting your joints is the next logical step. But this is just the beginning. We've only talked about hydration and energy. We haven't even talked about the most ignored component of that salt, the chloride. What if that one mineral was the key to fixing the second great epidemic of aging? Indigestion, acid reflux, and nutrient deficiency. In our next block, I'm going to reveal this hidden conversation and how this simple drink can fix your digestion by increasing your stomach acid. We have just uncovered the first profound and immediate transformation that happens when you start this 2,000-year-old morning ritual. You are not just drinking water, you are truly hydrating your body at a cellular level. By adding this unrefined mineral salt, you are providing the electrolytes that pull water into your cells, which recharges your body's battery and gives you true foundational energy, not the borrowed stimulant energy from coffee. This alone is a complete game changer. But I promised you it was just the beginning because we've only talked about the minerals in the salt. We haven't even talked about the most ignored component, the chloride. This brings us to the second shocking health change, the one that can reverse the single most common complaint of aging. I am talking about the restoration of digestion and the end of acid reflux, bloating, and indigestion. Now, why is this change so shocking? It's shocking because of the greatest inversion in all of modern medicine. What happens when a senior complains of heartburn, indigestion, or GERD? What is the first thing they are told? You have too much acid. And what is the first thing they are given? An antacid like Tums or a powerful proton pump inhibitor that shuts down their acid production. This is a catastrophic, life-altering mistake because the opposite is true. The vast majority of seniors, as they age, do not suffer from too much acid, they suffer from too little. It's a condition called hypochlorhydria, and this is the hidden source of their misery. So why does low acid feel like high acid? Think of your stomach as a mixing bowl. Its job is to be intensely acidic,
as acidic as battery acid. This acid liquefies your food and sterilizes it. But when your acid is weak, your food, especially proteins, does not liquefy. It sits there in a warm, wet environment and it putrefies, it rots. This putrefaction creates organic acids and gas. That gas builds pressure, and that pressure forces the weak acid and the rotting food up into your esophagus. That is the acid reflux you feel. It is not a high acid problem, it is a low acid and high pressure problem. So why do seniors have low stomach acid? Because what is stomach acid? Its primary component is hydrochloric acid, HCl. To make it, your body must have hydrogen from water and chloride. And where is the primary source of chloride in our diet? It is salt, sodium chloride. For 50 years, we have told seniors to be terrified of salt. We have put them on heart-healthy, low-salt diets. We have starved their bodies of the one essential, non-negotiable raw material they must have to make stomach acid. We caused this epidemic. That is the shocking truth that doctors are rediscovering. So what happens when you start this 2,000-year-old ritual? That morning teaspoon of Sole is not just sodium and minerals. It is a direct bioavailable dose of chloride. You are delivering the bricks to the acid factory in your stomach. Before your first meal, you are giving your body the permission and the materials to finally do its job. The shocking change is that your digestion transforms. Your stomach becomes acidic again, as it was meant to be. Your food liquefies instead of rotting. The pressure vanishes, and the acid reflux disappears. This is the inversion. The antacid masks the symptom while worsening the problem by lowering acid more. The salt, chloride, fixes the source. But that's not all. This is the most critical part. You are not what you eat. You are what you absorb. That strong stomach acid is not just for digestion. It is the key that unlocks nutrients. You need that acid to break down protein into amino acids for your muscles, and you need that acid to ionize and absorb minerals like iron, B12, and calcium. This is the other hidden reason seniors are so sick. Why are they anemic, low iron? Why are they weak, low protein absorption? And why do they have osteoporosis, low calcium absorption, even when they are eating healthy and taking supplements? Because their low-acid stomach cannot absorb these nutrients. Their pills are passing right through them. They are malnourished despite eating. The salt, the chloride, fixes this. It unlocks the food you are already eating. So we have fixed your energy and we have fixed your food. This is already a new life. But there is a third hidden role of salt, one that explains why so many seniors are wired, anxious, and cannot sleep. What if this simple drink could be the key to calming your nervous system? In our final block, I am going to reveal this hidden conversation and how this simple drink can fix your broken sleep.
We have now established two revolutionary, life-altering changes that happen when you start this 2,000-year-old morning ritual. First, you fixed your energy by truly hydrating your cells with this, unrefined mineral salt, providing the electrolytes that are your body's spark plugs. Second, you fixed your digestion and nutrition by providing the chloride your stomach must have to make strong acid, allowing you to finally absorb your food and nutrients. This is already a new life, but I promised you a third and perhaps most felt change, the one that answers the problem of anxiety, brain fog, and terrible sleep. I asked, what if this simple drink could be the key to calming your nervous system? This brings us to the third, shocking health change, the restoration of adrenal balance and the end of the tired and wired nightmare. Now, why is this change so shocking? It's shocking because of the final great inversion. What is the other great epidemic facing seniors? It's stress, it's anxiety, it's waking up at 3 a.m. with your heart pounding, unable to get back to sleep. So what do doctors do? They prescribe sleep aids and anti-anxiety medication. They are once again masking the symptom. They are ignoring the source. And what is the source of this anxiety? It is your adrenal glands screaming in panic.
Let's look at the biology of stress. Your adrenal glands sit on top of your kidneys, and their job is to manage stress by releasing hormones, primarily cortisol. Cortisol is your get-up-and-go hormone. It's supposed to be high in the morning to wake you up and low at night to let you sleep. But for millions of seniors, this entire rhythm is broken. Their cortisol is low in the morning, they're exhausted, and spikes at night, they're wired. Why? Because your adrenal glands also have another, more important job. They are the master regulators of minerals and fluid balance, specifically sodium. So let's look at that anti-ritual again. You've been on a low-salt diet for decades, starving your body of minerals, and you wake up in the morning dehydrated from not drinking all night. Your body, in this low-mineral, low-fluid state, panics. It perceives this as a life-threatening emergency, a drought, and it forces your adrenal glands to sound the alarm. So how do they do that? They scream by pumping out massive amounts of stress hormones, cortisol and adrenaline, just to save your life. That cortisol forces your body to raise your blood pressure to keep blood moving and dump sugar into your blood to give you energy to find water. This is that 3 a.m. heart-pounding anxiety. It is not all in your head. It is a physical panic attack triggered by a low-mineral, low-fluid state. That is why you are tired but wired. You have no real cellular energy from part 2, but you are flooded with fake panic energy from stress hormones. That is the shocking truth. Doctors told you to cut salt to lower your blood pressure, but for many, cutting salt and minerals is the very thing that is forcing your body to raise your blood pressure with stress hormones. That is the inversion. So what happens when you start this 2,000-year-old ritual? That first glass of water with 1 teaspoon of sol, mineral salt, before your coffee. It is not a drink, it is a signal. It is a direct chemical safety signal to your adrenal glands. It floods your system with electrolytes and minerals, and it tells your adrenal glands the drought is over. We have minerals, we have hydration, you can stand down. And for the first time in decades, your adrenal glands obey. They stop screaming. They stop flooding you with panic hormones. That is the shocking change. The anxiety melts away because the source of the panic is gone. And this resets your entire 24-hour rhythm. By starting the day calm, with minerals, your cortisol levels normalize, which finally allows your cortisol to be low at night, which finally allows your sleep hormone, melatonin, to rise. You don't just wake up better, you sleep better, because you are finally safe. This is the simple, ignored truth. So let's bring it all back. Let's look at the total transformation. This is the circularity. This is the answer to the question we asked at the very beginning. That healthy advice to cut salt and drink empty water, that was the problem. It was a cellular dehydration, nutrient-blocking, adrenal panicking cocktail that caused the very symptoms of aging. It caused the fatigue, the indigestion, and the anxiety. But when you make the switch, when you add this, you turn your morning ritual into the solution. You turn it into a cellular recharging, digestion-fixing, anxiety-calming elixir. You change your body's entire operational mode from panic to calm. That is the 2,000-year-old ritual, and that is why when you start it, everything changes. And if this message, if this new perspective on an ancient truth has empowered you today, then please hit that subscribe button. Our entire mission is to uncover these simple, ignored truths that give you back control. Because now that you understand the 2,000-year-old drink that starts your day, in our next video, we're going to explore the 2,000-year-old food that you should end your day with to maximize this deep, restorative, anxiety-free sleep.